You're about to discover how the nuts in your pantry could be impacting your health, for better or worse. Did you know that regularly eating the wrong kind of nuts can increase your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 48%, especially if you're an older person? That's a pretty startling figure, backed by years of studies published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Some common nuts you probably have right now can subtly raise blood pressure, induce inflammation, obstruct arteries, and even worsen cognitive impairment. Many seniors eat them thinking they're super healthy, but that's not always the case. In fact, one particular nut, which I'll reveal later, has been linked to elevated levels of a chemical that, if consumed frequently, can damage your kidneys, liver, and brain. This is the same nut that many low-carb dieters swear by as healthy, yet it could be quietly harming aging bodies. But don't worry, this video has you covered. This is your most thorough guide to nut eating. We'll explore which nuts are safest, heart healthiest, and brain healthiest, as well as the ones you should absolutely avoid. And make sure you stick around until the very end, because there's a sinister fact about the most deadly nut that hardly anyone talks about, and it might be harming your health without you even realizing it. Before we dive in, please hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep bringing you more valuable health videos like this one. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Let's jump right into the 4 kinds of nuts that seniors should embrace. 4. Almonds, your bone-strengthening powerhouse. First up at number 4 are almonds. These are truly among the finest foods for an aging body, primarily due to their high calcium and vitamin E content, which work together to maintain healthy bones. As we age, our bones naturally become more porous and fragile, increasing the risk of serious fractures, especially after age 65, when natural bone loss accelerates. But just a quarter cup of almonds daily can help slow this process by supplying about 97 milligrams of calcium. Beyond calcium, almonds contain magnesium, a nutrient many elderly persons lack. This is what makes almonds distinctive. Magnesium acts as a transporter, keeping calcium from clogging your arteries and instead making sure it reaches your bones. For heart health, almonds offer monounsaturated fats that help lower bad LDL cholesterol, crucial as the risk of cardiovascular disease rises with age. I recommend elders eat 15 to 20 almonds a day, preferably raw or dry roasted, without salt. Their high fiber content, around 3.5 grams per serving, also makes them an excellent tool for combating constipation, which affects about 40% of the aged population. Important research from Tufts University has also shown that almonds can help shield brain cells from oxidative damage. Choose almonds with their skins on, as they contain flavonoids that, when paired with vitamin E, double the nut's antioxidant activity. Just be careful to chew them thoroughly, as they can be a choking hazard for older individuals with swallowing difficulties. 3. Walnuts, enhancing mental performance. Coming in at number 3, we have walnuts. With their remarkable resemblance to the brain, these nuts stand out as one of the best brain foods for seniors. Compared to other common nuts, walnuts are the best source of alpha-linolenic acid ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. This is incredibly important for older adults' brains, as omega-3s support neurotransmission and maintain the integrity of brain cell membranes. A recent study showed that seniors who consumed just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks had significant improvements in mental flexibility and cognitive processing speed. Walnuts also contain unique polyphenolic compounds that can prevent neurodegenerative illnesses like dementia and Alzheimer's by directly reducing inflammation in neural tissues. Many people don't know that walnuts also contain melatonin, and since melatonin levels often decrease with age, a handful before bed can often improve sleep quality for many elderly people. Walnuts are also excellent for cardiovascular health thanks to their polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress and arginine, an amino acid that supports blood vessel function. Aim for 7 to 9 walnut halves each day for maximum benefits and store them in the refrigerator to prevent their delicate oils from going rancid. Don't be deterred by their naturally protective bitter flavor. That slight bitterness actually indicates strong antioxidants. 2. Pistachios, your blood pressure manager. At number 2 are pistachios, arguably the most underappreciated nut, especially for senior health benefits and blood pressure regulation. They're a distinctive and healthy snack choice because of their high potassium content, about 285 milligrams per serving, and low sodium. This mineral balance is particularly crucial for the elderly as it helps keep the kidneys from accumulating salt. Pistachios can reduce systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points without the unfavorable side effects of prescription drugs. Pistachios' lutein and zeaxanthin also deserve emphasis. By focusing on the macula of the eye, these carotenoids guard against age-related macular degeneration, the primary cause of vision loss in people over 60. Seniors don't have to worry about other harder nuts damaging their teeth and gums while still enjoying the delicious crunch of pistachios. Their characteristic green and purple colors signify powerful antioxidants that combat free radicals and slow down the body's aging process. Shelling pistachios naturally slows down consumption, preventing overeating and providing a thoughtful eating experience that can be calming and stimulating for cognitive function. Look for half-opened pistachios so you can still benefit from shelling them even if you have arthritis. Try to consume 49 pistachios, or about 1 ounce of unsalted or mildly salted pistachios, every day. Their 3 grams of fiber per ounce is also highly beneficial for controlling blood sugar levels, especially for the 25% of Americans over 65 who have diabetes or prediabetes. 1. Brazil nuts, the thyroid solution. And taking the top spot is the Brazil nut. We gave Brazil nuts top honors because they support thyroid function, a crucial but occasionally disregarded aspect of healthy aging. These amazing nuts are the best-known food source of selenium, containing 96 micrograms, or 137% of your daily requirement in just a single nut. This is vital, as up to 20% of people over 65 suffer from thyroid abnormalities, and many cases go undiagnosed because their symptoms are often confused with aging. Brazil nuts are a great source of selenium, which is essential for thyroid hormone activation, supporting energy production, metabolism, and mood regulation. The particular fatty acids in Brazil nuts not only help the thyroid, but also maintain myelin, the protective covering that surrounds nerve cells and often deteriorates with age. This myelin upkeep may help seniors maintain their reflexes, reaction times, and cognitive processing speeds. The selenium in Brazil nuts is more readily available and easier for your body to use compared to synthetic selenium tablets. Because of their potency, you only need a handful to experience their benefits. In fact, due to the harmful effects of too much selenium, I recommend that elders eat no more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts every day. Look for Brazil nuts that are still in their shells to retain nutrients longer. They should also be kept in the refrigerator due to their high fat content. Brazil nuts are an additional benefit for elderly people who experience constipation because of their fiber and natural oils. And according to startling new research, certain antioxidants in Brazil nuts may even slow the shortening of telomeres, the caps on chromosomes that typically shorten with age and affect cellular aging. These nuts are truly ideal if you are 65 years of age or older. Now for a crucial section, the nuts some seniors may want to avoid or consume sparingly. 4. Peanuts. Inflammatory triggers. Coming in at number 4, despite their ubiquitous use, many older adults have trouble with peanuts because of the risks they pose. First, you should know that peanuts are not actually nuts. They are legumes that grow underground. This makes them easy targets for mold and aflatoxins, which are mycotoxins that can damage the liver and raise the risk of cancer if consumed repeatedly. This risk increases with age as our body's detoxifying systems become less efficient. Even more concerning, peanuts include proteins that may trigger inflammatory reactions in certain people, even without a true allergy. This mild irritation can exacerbate joint pain, cardiovascular stress, and cognitive decline, which are already more common in older adults. Peanuts also have a high omega-6 content, which can worsen the existing imbalance many Americans have between omega-6 and anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. Many doctors fail to inform elderly patients about the potentially deadly interaction between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin due to peanuts' vitamin K content. Commercial peanut butters are even worse, adding sugars, hydrogenated oils, and more sodium, a big problem for the 63% of American seniors with hypertension. Peanuts can also go rancid if stored improperly, releasing harmful free radicals. For those worried about memory loss, the routine commercial dry roasting of peanuts can also produce acrylamide, a substance with potentially cognitively damaging effects. 3. Cashews, the hidden sugar spike. Next up at number 3 are cashews. Because of their high carbohydrate content and glycemic effect, cashews are particularly dangerous for elderly people. Compared to actual tree nuts, cashews have a lot more carbohydrates, about 9 grams per ounce, and fewer fiber-protective compounds. For the 25% of people over 65 with diabetes and 48% with pre-diabetes, this can cause an undesirable blood sugar response. Cashews also pose a choking hazard due to their smooth and curved shape, especially for those with swallowing difficulties. They are also one of the most aspirated nuts. Cashews contain a lot of oxalates, molecules that can bind to calcium in the intestines and reduce calcium absorption, a significant problem for older adults already at risk for osteoporosis. These same oxalates also significantly enhance the chance of kidney stones for people over 60 who are already at a higher risk. The long processing needed to extract urushiol, a toxic substance also present in poison ivy, causes cashews to lose a significant portion of their nutritional value. Many store-bought versions are overly salted and oil roasted, adding sodium and unhealthy fats that can exacerbate heartburn and high blood pressure. Cashews also contain enzyme inhibitors that may make it more difficult to digest proteins, which is particularly troublesome for elderly people who often struggle to digest food and absorb protein on their own. Their creamy texture, which makes them easy to overeat, can also be a factor in weight gain during a stage of life when maintaining a healthy weight becomes more difficult. 2. Macadamia nuts. Serious health concerns. Coming in at number 2, despite their delicious flavor, macadamia nuts are a serious health concern for the elderly due to their exceptionally high calorie density, with almost 200 calories per ounce, the most calorie-dense nut on the market. This adds stress to the already challenging task of managing weight in the elderly, as metabolic rates invariably decline with age. They also have an exceptionally high fat content, about 22 grams per ounce, which further reduces the gallbladder's already reduced effectiveness. The 15% of seniors who have asymptomatic gallstones may not notice them ordinarily, but macadamia can trigger painful bouts. Beyond their high calorie content, macadamia nuts have one of the highest amounts of saturated fat, 3 grams per ounce, which can increase LDL cholesterol, a concern for many older adults. Their density and hardness also represent a significant risk to the oral health of elderly people with crowns, bridges, or fragile teeth. Macadamias are among the priciest nuts, which may lead seniors watching their budget to select less expensive types that are more likely to be rancid or improperly stored, exposing them to more harmful oxidized lipids. Many older individuals eat them in the mistaken belief that they are good for their hearts, but research on heart health has mostly disregarded or minimized the effect of high-fat nuts like macadamia. If you've been eating macadamia on a daily basis, consider switching to pistachios for a much greater nutritional profile. 1. Pine nuts, medication disruptors. And the most problematic nut for seniors, for several reasons, is the pine nut. Pine nuts are a known medication disruptor containing compounds that interact with over 60% of the medicines written for elderly patients. This is extremely troubling as it could reduce the effectiveness of these medications or result in negative side effects, especially with blood pressure meds, statins, and certain antidepressants. What's even more concerning is that most physicians and pharmacists never discuss the possibility of food and medication interactions with their patients. The most concerning issue is pine nut illness, which results in a harsh, metallic taste that can linger for weeks after consumption. While this may seem inconsequential, for older persons it can have fatal consequences due to the link between taste changes and decreased appetite and nutritional status. Research indicates that up to 42% of people affected experience a significant decrease in body weight. This illness appears to be more prevalent in older adults, which could be related to changes in taste receptors and detoxification pathways that come with age. Pine nuts are abundant in polyunsaturated fats, which have the ability to oxidize rapidly and produce inflammatory compounds, concerning for seniors already coping with inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Their small size and slippery texture mean aspiration may occur, especially for elderly people with swallowing difficulties or who take mouth-drying medications, which affects over 70% of seniors taking multiple prescription drugs. Enzyme inhibitors in pine nuts may also hamper protein digestion, even though the body's capacity to absorb proteins naturally declines with age. And alarming new research suggests that compounds found in particular types of pine nuts may even accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the main cause of vision loss in the elderly. So, there you have it. The 4 nuts you should avoid after age 65, and the 4 you should embrace. A person's dietary decisions on which nuts to eat and which to avoid can have a significant impact on their health, vitality, and cognitive function as they age. Remember, even small changes applied consistently yield huge results over time. Now it's your turn to speak. Is there proof that dietary modifications, like adding or removing specific nuts, have an impact on your health? Tell me which nut changed your life the most in the comments below. And if this video resonated with you, type 1 in the comments section. If not, type 0. Share your ideas and anecdotes. We appreciate them. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and enable notifications so you don't miss any of Senior Life Fitness top health advice.